Today we're reading references out of As Bill Sees It to trust. We're going to start on page 144, blind trust. Most surely there can be no trust where there is no love, nor can there be real love where distrust holds its malign sway. But does trust require that we be blind to other people's motives, or indeed to our own? Not at all. This would be folly. Most certainly, we should access the capacity for harm as well as the capacity for good in every person that we would trust. Such a private inventory can reveal the degree of confidence we should extend in any given situation. However, this inventory needs to be taken in a spirit of understanding and love. Nothing can so much bias our judgment as the negative emotions of suspicion, jealousy, or anger. Having vested our confidence in another person, we ought to let him know of our full support. Because of this, more often than not, he will respond magnificently and far beyond our first expectations. 224. Leadership in AA. No society can function well without able leadership at all its levels, and AA can be no exception. But we AAs sometimes cherish the thought that we can do without much personal leadership at all. We are apt to warp the traditional idea of principles before personalities around to such a point that there would be no personality in leadership whatever. This would imply rather faceless robots trying to please everybody. A leader in AA service is a man or woman who can personally put principles, plans, and policies into such dedicated and effective action that the rest of us naturally want to back him up and help him with his job. When a leader power drives us badly, we rebel. But when he too meekly becomes an order taker and he exercises no judgment of his own, well, he really isn't a leader at all. 248. We need outside help. It was evident that a solitary self-appraisal and the admission of our defects based upon that alone wouldn't be near enough. We'd have to have outside help if we surely to know and admit the truth about ourselves. The help of God and of another human being. Only by discussing ourselves, holding back nothing, only by being willing to take advice and accept direction could we set foot on the road to straight thinking, solid honesty, and genuine humility. If we are fooling ourselves, a competent advisor can see this quickly. And as he skillfully guides us away from our fantasies, we are surprised to find that we have few of the usual urges to defend ourselves against unpleasant truths. In no other way can fear, pride, and ignorance be so readily melted. After a time, we realize that we are standing firm on a brand new foundation for integrity, and we gratefully credit our sponsors whose advice pointed the way. 269. When infancy is over. You must remember that every AA group starts, as it should, through the efforts of a single man and his friends, a founder and his hierarchy. There is no other way. But when infancy is over, The original leaders always have to make way for that democracy which springs up through the grassroots and will eventually sweep aside the self-chosen leadership of the past. Letter to Dr. Bob. Everywhere the AA groups have taken their service affairs into their own hands. Local founders and their friends are now on the sidelines. Why so many people forget that when thinking of the future of our world service, I shall never understand. The groups will eventually take over, and maybe they will squander their inheritance when they get it. It is probable, however, that they won't. Anyhow, they really have grown up. AA is theirs. Let's give it to them. 307. Nope, my bad, 303. Loving advisors. Had I not been blessed with wise and loving advisors, I might have cracked up long ago. A doctor once saved me from death by alcoholism because he obliged me to face up to the deadliness of that malady. Another doctor, a psychiatrist, later on helped me save my sanity because he led me to ferret out some of my deep-lying defects. From a clergyman, I acquired the truthful principles by which AAs now try to live. But these precious friends did far more than supply me with their professional skills. I learned that I could go to them with any problem whatever. Their wisdom and their integrity were mine for the asking. Many of my dearest AA friends have stood with me in exactly the same relation. Oftentimes, they could help where others could not, simply because they were AAs. 307. Circle and triangle. Above us at the International Convention at St. Louis in 1955 floated a banner on which was inscribed the then new symbol for AA, a circle enclosing a triangle. The circle stands for the whole world of AA. The triangle stands for AA's three legacies: recovery, unity, and service. It is perhaps no accident that priests and seers of antiquity regarded this symbol as a means of warding off spirits of evil. When in 1955 we old-timers turned over our three legacies to the whole movement, nostalgia for the old days, blended with a gratitude for great day in which I was now living, no more would it be necessary for me to act for, decide for, or protect AA. For a moment, I dreaded the coming change, but this mood quickly passed. The conscience of AA was moved by the guidance of God, could be depended upon to ensure AA's future. Clearly, my job henceforth was to let go and let God. 310. Learning to trust. Our entire AA program rests upon the principle of mutual trust. We trust God, we trust AA, and we trust each other. Therefore, we trust our leaders in world service. The right of decision that we offer them is not only the practical means by which they may act and lead effectively, but it is also a symbol of our implicit confidence. If you arrive at AA with no religious convictions, you can, if you wish, make AA itself, or even your AA group, your higher power. Here's a large group of people who have solved their alcohol problem. In this respect, they are certainly a power greater than you. Even this minimum of faith will be enough. Many members have crossed the threshold just this way, will tell you that once across, their faith broadened and deepened. Relieved of the alcohol obsession, their lives unaccountably transformed. They came to believe in a higher power, and most of them began to talk of God. Our final reading, 3:3:2. I am responsible. When anyone anywhere reaches out for help, I want the hand of AA always to be there. And for that, I am responsible. Declaration of the 30th Anniversary International Convention, 1965. Dear friends, since 1938, the greatest part of my AA life has been spent in helping to create, design, manage, and ensure the solvency and effectiveness of AA's World Service, the office of which has enabled our fellowship to function all over the globe as a unified whole. It is no exaggeration to say that under their trustees, these all-important services have accounted for much of our present size and overall effectiveness. The AA General Service Office is by far the largest single carrier of the AA message. It has well related AA to the troubled world in which we live. It has fostered and spread our fellowship everywhere. AA World Service Incorporated stands ready to serve the special needs of any group or isolated individual, no matter the distance or language. Its many years of accumulated experience are available to all of us. The members of our trusteeship, the General Service Board of AA, will in the future be our primary leaders in all of our world affairs. This high responsibility has long since been delegated to them. They are the successors in world service to Dr. Bob and to me. They are directly accountable to AA as a whole. This is the legacy of world service responsibility that we vanishing old-timers are leaving to you, the AAs of tomorrow, the AAs of today and tomorrow. We know that you will guard, support, and cherish this world legacy as the greater collective responsibility that AA has or ever can have. Yours in trust and in affection, Bill.